Before we get to Coach Hasley, and he likes to bring up players from time to time, O'Shea Pruitt, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, O'Shea, sophomore, first conference game for you in high school. Tell all the folks, we call your name a lot, but tell all the folks, number one, what do you do on the offensive side of the ball? What position do you play, and what are some of your responsibilities?
I play fullback, and with the slot that we run, mainly I kick out.
Okay.
In defender, and sometimes I get the ball. And Coach Bradley says I have to be a stud to play fullback. So
is that right? That's what you like, though, isn't it? That's
yes,
what you like. And all right, let's talk a little bit about defensively. And where do you play different? You play in a tough spot defensively.
I play middle linebacker, and I like it because I kind of get to control the defense.
Yes, sir, you do.
I like running to the ball, hitting people, and making tackles.
Well, I remember you last year in junior high, and I've watched you play along through the year right here. You've got a bright future ahead of you. Talk a little bit about some of the things. What do you guys work on? How's your practice week go? Tell me what you do on Monday, and then what you do on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. What do you do on Mondays? What do you guys do on Monday?
Monday, it's kind of a cool down day.
Okay.
It's a learning day. What Coach Auntie says, we do a lot of team, and we go over stuff that we're gonna cover on the next teams.
Okay. All right. And Tuesday, what's that like?
Tuesday, it's a full pad practice, and we go all at it and try to get better.
That's a hard day on Tuesday. Wednesday practice, similar to Tuesday?
It's kind of like a scrimmage day. And
right.
We do a lot of team, and we run through all the plays that we're going to do on Friday.
Great. And then on Thursday, what do you guys do?
Simple walkthrough day.
Just a walkthrough day.
Yes,
Just kind of rest and get ready to go. O'Shea, I think this football team's got a chance to be a pretty good football team. We played some very good football games. We're going to win some football games. You guys keep believing, and it's going to work. You know, we're playing a lot of young guys. We're looking at quarterback scenarios. But I do know this. I like the way you play. You give tremendous effort. You keep on plugging because good things are going to happen for you in the Newport Greyhounds.
Thank you.
That's O'Shea Pruitt. He plays fullback and middle linebacker for the Greyhounds. And let me tell you what, folks, this guy's got a bright future in front of him. Thanks, O'Shea, for coming in. And then Coach Mark Hinsley, the Coach's Show, brought to you each and every Friday night after the football game by Subway out in Walmart. And, Coach, one of those football games that you look at and you go, well, things didn't really go well in the first half, and then you look up midway through the third quarter and we're right in the football game, and, I mean, it ends up being a pretty tight game. Tell us your thoughts about the game tonight.
You know, going in at half, we made a few adjustments because we knew the things they were doing. I mean, you know,
right.
Offensively and defensively, and we made a few adjustments, and, you know, that's what we told them. We're in this game. You know,
sure.
I don't know where y'all think we're at, but we're in this game. And, you know, we come out and we just couldn't get just positive yards for some reason, but you know, and at the very end there, we're still in the game.
Absolutely.
Know? And sometimes they just don't know they're still in the game,
right?
And certain things have to happen for us to feel that we're still in the game. And you know, we give them every opportunity. Went for the onside. You know, we're trying to do everything we can to breed a little confidence in them.
Well, I will say this, and I told you before we came on here, winning is going to come. It's going to come, and it's not going to be one win for this year. This football team is going to win some games. So, folks, you need to stay with us because I promise you, and I know I'm one of those positive guys, and I'm the cheerleader. If I didn't think we'd win very much, I wouldn't get on TV and say I think we're going to win some football games, but I really do.
That's what I like about you, David.
Well, I like you guys because y'all work. You know what the goals are. You know where which direction we're trying to go.
Yeah, and we are. And we're trying to go forward. You know, that's the buzzword I keep saying is we're trying to go forward. And you know, we always say it's a building year, but you know, I said it was a transitional year. And the reason I say it's a transitional year is because this team is only going to get better.
Sure.
And then next year and the year after, they're going to continue to grow. You know, and we gotta learn who we are and what our identity is this year. And after we find it out, man, we're going to go forward. I know.
Well, and you talk about this, and I want to look back. I want to look back 3 years. Gunnar Bullard was the quarterback for 3 years in a row, and what a great one he was. We played four football games. We've had three different quarterbacks, some out of injury, some, Tyrell just needs to be playing defense all the time, no doubt about that. It's kind of hard to be the quarterback and a defensive guy who's getting beat up out there. So talk a little bit about your quarterback play tonight.
You know, and you're right. The one thing that we knew going into spring was we didn't have Gunnar Bullard anymore.
Right, yeah.
And since, like I said, the last 3 or 4 years, 3 years for sure, that's all we knew.
Absolutely.
And, that was a big thing we didn't know. And we noticed in spring Quavion was really smooth, and he made throws. And then when we come out for summer, we thought Ben was our guy, and
Right.
we went forward with Ben.
Right.
And then Ben, we tried
He
to
gets
maybe
hurt.
you have him. He got hurt. So then we went with Tydra, who was our backup at the time, and Quavion was our 3. And in this week in practice showed a lot. I mean, we just saw the footwork aspect of it and the throwing ability of Quavion, and started really making sense to us. And me and John talked about it, and we said that we were going to make a switch if we had to see if we could get something going. And we put Quavion in. I guess it was pretty close. It was the second quarter.
Second
wasn't it?
quarter, yes.
And he was smooth.
Yes, sir, he was.
You know,
Yes, sir.
a few passes he did. First game he's ever quarterback
Absolutely.
in his life. And a couple passes he threw in the ground, but you see how smooth that 2-point was down there. I mean,
Yes,
he's got some upside potential. I'm telling you.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and I think he does, and I think he'll only get better with some practice time. What he's got to learn, as any player's got to learn, is that, and it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. The quarterback's got to be the leader. He's got to be the positive guy. He's got to be the guy. He's got to be the guy that when things aren't going well, then he's got to be a leader.
That's right, and that's the key word that we've been telling him is composure.
Absolutely.
You've got to be the guy when adversity is hitting us. You've got to try to calm the waters, and that's what we got to teach that kid to be able to do, because I think he has the ability to do what we're asking him to do, but in order to keep that composure is what we really need out of Quavion at this point.
Talk about your defense a little bit tonight. I thought, boy, at times we were just super duper.
I'm telling you, man, I feel like we're there at times. We're just lighting the britches. That's the only thing I can come up with is that old saying, we're just lighting the britches. I keep looking in number 7, who was a big old boy.
Yes, sir.
I look out there and I've got D.D. Moore on him.
Right.
And if you don't know D.D. Moore, he's not one of the biggest guys we have on the team.
But he gives
obviously.
all he's got.
He gives us everything he's got. And we're just you see these guys coming around the edge, and you're like, what, we just kind of melt off of them. And that's the only thing I come. We've been talking all year about low zone tackle. And low zone tackle to us is anything under your belt. You're trying to attack him in his legs. And if we can keep our eyes up and we can make those low zone tackles, it shouldn't matter how big they are. If we can wrap up, squeeze those legs, and take them down. So that's really what we're trying to preach is low zone tackling, even if we're outmatched physically. So defense. I thought first half we played we fought them. I mean, I think we did. I thought we gave them a fight. You can constantly see us kind of wearing down, and that's what I always say about if something bad. We always talk about sudden change. Sudden change is if something happens and we lose the ball offensively, or if we have a 4th down turnover, that's a sudden change because those boys have to come right back out there.
Right.
And it's sometimes the same boys that make those mistakes, those same boys that make, and you're always trying to tell them, hey, it's a sudden change thing, it's a new play, and try to have a short memory. And sometimes that's hard. It's really hard for a kid, and it's hard for a coach, but it's really hard for that kid that's in there. And we saw third, fourth quarter they had some fights, but we've got to learn consistency and be able to finish football games the way we start them. And then in the first of the year we did real good at the second half,
right?
And now we're struggling. In the first, if we can pull these halves together, we're going to be a hard team to deal with.
It's going to work. It's going to work for the Hounds down the stretch. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with in this conference. And I mean, this is a football team we play tonight that's just again a heck of a good football team, and we're going to see another heck of a football team this coming up.
Yeah, we are. Lono Jackrabbits, they've been high on them all year.
Right.
I've heard things about them in their 7-on-7s and their team camp. They're legit, from what I've heard.
Well, Star City was the greatest team ever in the history of 4A when the season started, and then Lone Oak beat Star City.
So can we get a break? That's my question.
Right.
So, but we go to Lone Oak, and it's their homecoming.
Right.
So,
motivation.
Hey, what else would you want?
Yes,
let's get
sir.
after them. So,
yes, sir.
That's next week, and we're on to next week. We
Yes,
really
sir.
are. We got to take it one week at a time and try to get to that 1-0 mentality and go forward.
Well, you can't look back. You learn from back. You look forward. We got 6 more tries. We've got 6 football games. We're going to win most of those 6 football games. I hope we win them all, Coach.
I appreciate it, Dave.
Coach
Go
Mark
Hounds.
Hinesley, go Hounds.